Buying a new house is exciting but also terrifying at the same time. A simple mistake can cost you thousands of euros. So let's talk about the top 5 mistakes that you want to avoid as a home buyer. Hi everyone, I am Ajinkya Patil and on this channel I make videos about buying a house and personal finance. If you like my content then feel free to subscribe, and today let's get started with the top 5 mistakes you want to avoid as a home buyer. The first mistake is to wait and hope for the housing prices to crash. I know that the market has been completely crazy. Housing prices in the Netherlands and around the world have been increasing very fast, reaching their historic highs. Now that can make any home buyer frustrated. However, that doesn't mean that waiting for the market to cool down is a good idea. Given that there is a big shortage of houses and the interest rates are historically low, it is very well possible that the housing prices may still continue to grow for quite some time. And it is very difficult to time the market for a crash. Even the biggest banks have been consistently wrong about their predictions about housing prices. Instead, it makes sense to think long term when it comes to buying a house. Consider how much money would you save by buying rather than renting, and what is the break-even time for you to buy a house. If you wish to stay in the same place for longer than that break-even time and you can afford a house, it's probably a good idea to buy a house now. Check out my video on buy now versus wait for more on this topic. The second mistake that many homebuyers make is to give too much value to cosmetics. Now you might think that a house that looks nicer is also worth more, but that's often not true. That's because cosmetics and nice decorations are not as expensive as they look, and they might be easily replaceable. Fancy lighting might only be worth a couple of €100. Shiny kitchen cabinets might be made of cheap quality materials, and a freshly painted room might look refreshing, but it won't look new anymore just in few months. A lot of that beauty might be gone with the current owner of the house, as you get an empty house when you get its keys. We have to be especially careful about a house that looks nice. Try to find out the real prices of those nice looking things. Also find out if there are any hidden issues hiding behind that nice decor that might later cause you headache and big expenses to fix. So consider paying more attention to the structure, maintenance and materials used in a house rather than the cosmetics. For example, have there been any leakages? What are the energy saving measures in the house? And so on. The third mistake is to make an offer that is simply X% above the list price or the asking price of a house. I have heard numerous buyers that take the list price of a house, add 8 or 10% to it and make an offer. That's because they heard that is the current trend of overbidding in the market. I hate to break it to you, but the list price of a house can be far away from its market value. And there is no set rule when it comes to setting the list price. There could actually be hidden agendas. For example, some sellers might set it higher and make you think that the house is worth more than what it is, and some might set it lower and that way attract more buyers to compete against each other and in the end drive the price higher. Even in this crazy market with a lot of overbidding, it is important to find out what is a house really worth in the market. So check out my other video on how to find market value of a house. The fourth mistake that many home buyers have made, including me, is not to mention all your conditions in your offer. The conditions in an offer are actually to protect you from a bad deal. You don't want to end up in a situation where later you find some big problems in the house, like rotten wood or leakages, and you are not able to renegotiate the deal anymore. Some of the important conditions to add to your offer are, for example, a technical inspection, where a technical expert comes and checks all the structural things in a house to check if they are in good shape or not. And you can add a condition, for example, that if something comes out of the technical report that requires you to fix more than 5,000 euros, you may renegotiate the deal. Another important condition to add is on financing, that you get the required mortgage to buy the house, otherwise you could cancel the deal. And you can add as many conditions as you like. For example, the nice Mercedes in the garage and the cute cat stays with the house. The next mistake that many home buyers make is not to shop for a mortgage lender. Many people simply go to a big bank with a well-known name to get their mortgage. You should know that there are many more mortgage lenders in the market, and some of them offer lower interest rates and better mortgage conditions than those big banks. A lower interest rate can save you tens of thousands of euros in the long run. So make sure that you compare all mortgage lenders, for example on the website of Independer or Consumer Bond. I mentioned top 5 home buyers mistakes, but of course there are many more. Just to give you a quick list of some of the others. Not checking how much mortgage you can get before starting to look at houses. Note that it's completely free to check how much mortgage you can get. So do that. Not setting priorities for criteria in a house. If you have it very clear what criteria must be met by your future home, it will make it easier to make rational decisions and keep your emotions in check. Not shopping for a buying agent. I have seen many people that regret their choice of real estate buying agent. Once you sign a contract with an agent, it's really difficult to change your agent. So make sure you talk to as many friends as possible, ask their reviews, and check reviews online of real estate agents. Rushing to buy a house, falling in love with the first house you see or a nice looking house. Even in this market, you need to take time to learn about the process of buying a house, mortgages, and your local market. Once you are well prepared, you can make fast moves in making an offer. Not researching about the neighborhood, underestimating the costs and efforts of home ownership. I hope you found this video useful and you won't make these home buyers mistakes. So hit that like button, subscribe to my channel and check out my other videos.